Hello everyone, welcome to our Cisco Packet Tracer user interface walkthrough video. This is a pre-built network that I've put together. We're going to go through and get comfortable with the options and the menus inside of Cisco Packet Tracer. First off, we have the topology. This is our network here. Let's zoom in just a little bit so we can get a better view. At the top, you'll have your magnifying glass buttons reset to what it was when you opened the file, or zoom in or zoom out. We'll hit zoom in once, twice, and we get a better view of the network. Now, your topology might have fell off your screen, so you can use those scroll bars on the bottom and right side to readjust and just make it fit a little bit better. There we go. So, after you've recentered your screen, we're going to go deeper. Let's take a look at what we can do inside a Cisco Packet Tracer with this network. Now here we have a wireless router, and the wireless router has cables connected to it. We've got a cable that takes us to the cable modem, and the cable modem hooks out to the internet, and the internet goes out to a cisco.com web server, all simulated here in Packet Tracer. Now, we can see where they're plugged in because we've got these labels, we've got these green flashing lights saying things are looking kind of good here. That's nice, but what if we wanted to clean this up a little bit? If you want to have an easier depiction of this topology. In order to customize your Packet Tracer user experience, we're going to go up to Options, we'll click, and then we'll click on Preferences. You can also see the keystroke equivalent of Control R. I'll click on Preferences. When this screen loads up, we'll resize it just a little bit so we can see it in the recording. And inside of here, we'll see all these options to customize the user experience. That's what we're here for. So if I don't want to see those port labels saying the port is gigabit 00 or fast Ethernet 00 or even a serial connection, I can uncheck always show port labels in Logical Workspace. Also, we have a button for show link lights. These are the status lights, green, yellow, mainly green and orange, but we can uncheck show link lights. Now there's no apply button here, so we're going to be good to go when we just continue. So I'm going to close the window. And there we go. The topology is a little bit cleaner. It's easier to see. We can move those devices around by dragging and clicking on them. Make sure you can see those names underneath those devices. So this is awesome. It's time to really get into the fun though. So what we're going to do is take a closer look at our devices. Go ahead and click on the wireless router. When you click on the wireless router, I'm going to recenter it on my screen. We'll get a new window that opens. For the wireless router, it's kind of a small box here. Now again, this depends on your resolution. We can go ahead and click in the zoom in button and take a look. We're in what's called the physical tab. In this physical tab, I can see the wireless router. We've got 4 ports on the back. Each one can connect to a different device in our house or small business network. And we've got this blue port, which goes to the internet. This would connect to your cable or DSL modem, which then would connect out to the web itself. Now this is great. But what if we want to take a look at doing some configuration? Well, let's take a further look. You can go ahead and click on the Config tab. And in the Config tab, we have some basic settings that we can modify. We can go and take a look at the internet port. We can take a look at the LAN port, which has the address on it for the house or business network. Also, look at all these wireless things we could deploy here. These are all different wireless network names that we can set up and have users connect to. Awesome. We don't see everything here. If you want a more realistic view and configuration of a small office or a home business network, you can go ahead and click on GUI. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. And this is where we get an awesome view of being able to set up a basic small office, home office network. First, we'll see across the top, we have all these options. And each one of these options is really a tab. And inside of it, you have more things to choose, more tabs. There's a lot more configuration that can be done here in the GUI tab versus the config. So this is where we'll spend most of our time in Cisco Packet Tracer working with GUI-enabled devices. So from the get-go, in the Setup tab, we can see that we can control our internet connection and the addressing on it. We can see the local network known as Network Setup with the addressing on it. Below that, we can see that our device is giving out DHCP, as in we're providing DHCP dynamic addresses to all the users in the house. We can control and customize that. Whatever changes you make on any tab here in the GUI, you need to scroll to the bottom and click Save Settings. If you don't click Save Settings, you're going to lose your work. So as you go through and just test and play around inside of here, get comfy with it, make sure if you change anything, click on Save Settings. Now, I've already set up this home network. Everything is ready to go. Let's go take a look at some of the other devices inside of here. So close out of the wireless router, and I'm going to click on the PC. This PC is physically cabled to the wireless router. We'll click on it, and that'll open it up. When I readjust this from my window, you'll be able to see we start in the physical tab. Look at that, it's the computer tower. I can scroll up or down. There's a CD-ROM drive, a power on and power off button. Green is on. There you go, back to on. Down at the bottom, we've got our network jack, USB ports, and if you wanted to customize this stuff, you could. You would just turn off the device, then you could drag those things and drop it on the list, and that would remove it from your machine. Then you'd be able to drag and drop a new one on. Easy, awesome, I love it. If you don't know what these things are on the left, as you saw in the previous video, just click on one and you'll get a description at the bottom. Very nice. So make sure your tower is still on after playing, and we can take a look at the config tab. Again, basic items here, general settings and some port stuff. All right, we're going to the desktop tab because this is where the fun happens. Inside of our desktop tab, we have many options. Now remember, that wireless router is giving addresses automatically to all the devices. So let's get one. I can go ahead and click on IP configuration in the top left corner. Right now it's set to static, which says you have to type in your own address. We're going to go ahead and click on DHCP, and we'll watch our PC receive a network address automatically from the wireless router. And now it gets even better. How so? We'll close out of our IP configuration, which is this X right here, not the X on the PC, but the X on IP configuration. We'll head over to our web browser, which is here in the top right corner, and that's browse the web. Not the real one, but the internet simulated right now inside of my Cisco Packet Tracer network. We can type in the URL of www.cisco.com, and when I hit enter or click go, my PC is going to connect through the wireless router out to the cable modem, all the way across to the internet, to the cisco.com web server, and all the way back. So let's see if it works. I'll go back to my PC, click go, there we go, it's resolving, and it's it. Cisco Packet Tracer, the web server. So this is awesome. This was us playing around in Packet Tracer, getting used to the user interface, and being able to test out some of the features. Now remember, Packet Tracer is a great tool with so many features, but you have to take the time to get started and build your own network.